Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. If you are new, then welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And if you would like me to channel a message specifically for you and your situation, be sure to like this video and also double check that you are subscribed to this channel. By liking and subscribing, this allows me to better read your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Today is going to be a twin flame reading, so we are going to be looking into the divine masculine and the divine feminine collectively. Now, for those of you on a twin flame path, these messages might connect with a physical divine counterpart or twin flame, depending on which term you use. They can equally apply to your internal divine masculine and internal divine feminine. And even if you are not specifically on a twin flame path, I don't believe in coincidences or accidents. So if you've aligned with this video today, it is for a reason, and it's very likely there is some kind of message here for you today. So with that being said, only take what connects with you personally. I do channel many different people, situations, and connections. And at the end of the day, it's really your own intuition that is the guiding compass of your life. So I've been shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck and beginning to tap into your energy. Let's begin with the divine feminine. So what is going on with the divine feminines at this time? By the way, I do want to say that as a divine feminine myself, I did notice that there was a lot of energetic and emotional intensity, particularly a few days ago as of when I am recording this reading. So do let me know in the comments if you felt any kind of strange energy or if you felt more intensely emotional than usual within the last few days. Because I really believe one of the most beautiful aspects of this community that we're co-creating here together is that we're able to share experiences and thoughts. And this causes us to feel less alone in a community or a family or a society where we often might feel like an outsider in some sense. So I do hope that through connecting here with this channel, you can feel comforted or better understood or seen along your unique journey here. So with the sacral chakra in the reverse position, first of all, this does connect with the energy center located in the lower abdomen. So for some of you divine feminines listening, you may have had strange stomach sensations, lower abdominal sensations, or even discomfort. Now, do keep in mind, I am not a medical professional and I cannot give medical advice in these readings. So always consult your doctor with any of these physical symptoms. I'm getting something about the color orange for someone, so that might be significant for someone listening, but that color also connects with sacral chakra energy. So here on the sacral chakra, we also have community in the upright position. So I'm hearing that for the divine feminine, if you've been feeling extra raw or sensitive recently in an emotional sense, this is because at a really deep subconscious and energetic level, any remnant blockages around intimacy, around being vulnerable and open with others, any of those blockages are really coming to the surface right now for clearing. And what this is allowing you to do is to really show up in the world as this full-blown, most authentic, most heart open and vulnerable version of yourself. And by vulnerable, I don't mean that in the connotation we often give that word as a society as being weak. I mean someone who is bravely sensitive and bravely open. And I have a feeling that for many divine feminines I'm tapping into here, this bravery in being open or being sensitive or being vulnerable may be intricately connected with your life path uniquely, with something you came here to be, to create, to do, or to share with the world. If this is a creative project or a business or a career move, I feel like whatever this is, it is taking you to the next level through vulnerability, openness, authenticity, the willingness to open yourself, to flower in the presence of others and to hold that ground in a sense is really the key to taking you to this next step of your expansion into your major life purpose here on earth. And I do hear that for whoever I'm tapping into here, you came here as a soul with very strong purpose and strong intentions. I'm seeing something about a pillar. So metaphorically, this could be that you have always felt like a pillar for others, like an anchor for other people around you. But it is time now for you to anchor yourself into this life path, into this thing that you came here to create or to become or to do in this world. I do see with storm warning in the upright position that for many divine feminines listening, particularly those of you who may have felt extra sensitive, extra emotional this past few days, as of whenever you're listening to this reading, because of course these readings are all timeless. So time doesn't exist at an energetic level, and you can take these messages whenever and however they reach you. I'm seeing a mountain, and someone's guides here are telling me that you have had to traverse a major mountain recently, a major obstacle. I'm hearing this was an internal blockage, one that was handed down to you through programming, through most likely your family's line. I'm getting for many divine feminines, this internal programming that you've overcome has been around self-worth. This has been like a mountain you've been traversing, and that internal self-worth blockage that you in the past may have picked up through your maternal line manifested itself in highly physical ways, either in your life, in your work, potentially in friendships, in your relationship. I'm seeing 2022. So for some of you, 2022 may have been a major year for upgrading your sense of self-worth, your sense of confidence. And I see that in doing that, you've been both powerfully aligning with your true spiritual identity and the purpose that you serve here on earth that flows from that spiritual identity. However, you've also come up against a lot of conflict. I'm hearing from people who may have been more comfortable in the old version of you or connected with a different, lesser, I don't want to say lesser as in weaker, but lesser as in less expanded version of yourself. And I'm seeing that because of that triggering effect you may have had on certain people in your life, you've had to release a lot of people and connections that no longer have been serving this next level of your expansion. However, this is making space for those who truly support your growth moving forward, because right as I was talking about letting go of those who are not serving you, we have the caring connections card in the upright position. I see that you are magnetizing right now a lot of soulmate connections, and for some of you this could be romantic in nature if you are setting that intention. But for many of you, I'm getting absolutely the entrance of platonic soulmates of your soul tribe into your life. But I am getting that the strange energy many divine feminines I'm picking up on here have been in is it's almost as though you felt like you're between worlds, or if life is a video game in some sense, metaphorically, you may have felt like you were between levels. So you may have felt pretty ungrounded at certain times recently, as though you couldn't quite fully settle into a particular place, a particular connection, perhaps a job, a location, a mindset, whatever this is for you. And this is because spiritually you've been in the process of expanding, and you have been in a place where you have fully expanded out of, let's call it level 1 or level 2, however you want to refer to this. You've expanded fully out of one mindset, one way of living, one relationship, or whatever it is. But you found yourself in some kind of void because you know you can never fully go back to that old mindset, that old perception, that old version of yourself. And yet the thing that you are fully expanding into might not be completely solidified yet in your physical reality. So this reality you're expanding into still feels like it's in the process of fully solidifying itself, fully coming together. And so at times you may have felt as though you were kind of between two worlds, or almost as though you had one foot in two places. But your spirit guides want you to know, if this is connecting for you, they want you to understand that this is actually a positive thing, even if to your human self at times it feels very confusing or chaotic, because what this means is you've leveled up. You've expanded out of an old version of yourself. You've shed your skin, and you can never fit yourself back into those smaller places. However, it also means that you have to be incredibly brave in holding your ground, energetically speaking, and continuing to hold the frequency of this person or this new relationship or this new thing you're coming into, this manifestation that you're coming into, without fully seeing the evidence 100% yet in the physical world. And that evidence will come, those manifestations will come, but it's requiring of you a great deal of surrender. Surrender meaning not needing to see that evidence immediately to believe that your frequency has shifted and that therefore the manifestations will come. It's requiring of you a lot of faith, which in itself is really spiritually expanding you as well. However, it goes up against a lot of collective programming that tells you you have to see it before you can believe it. And at times you might find yourself falling back into those old collective programs. But again, they can no longer hold you. You've become too expanded, too powerful to fully fit yourself back into those spaces. They can't contain your expanded soul. And I know for you today, Divine Feminine, maybe we've been speaking in a bit of a general sense, but this is because I feel that the guides really want you to apply this to your current situation, to your specific circumstances, in whatever way it connects for you, to really utilize that powerful intuition within yourself to determine how these messages may or may not connect. So in the extended version of the reading, because your guides seem pretty talkative today, Divine Feminine, I will be channeling more messages from your higher self, from your spirit guides, whatever divine forces you currently and personally connect with, to bring forth some guidance messages, what you need to hear at this time about all of this. So the link to those extended messages on Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. So let's shift into the divine masculine energy. Okay, so what I'm picking up on here from the collective divine masculine is a very strong energy of heartbreak, of disappointment, of letdown when it comes to their current physical manifested circumstances. I'm hearing things are very messy, things are very heavy for them in the physical world. And in fact, for many divine feminines, when you get around your divine masculine counterparts or the particular masculine coming through here for you personally, if you are not necessarily a twin flame, take it as it connects. But this masculine here has such a heavy energy of emotional pain, of heartache, heartbreak around him, that whenever you get around his energy, it's almost like that energy kind of bounces you right off or kind of repels you, whether this happens through feeling like the two of you are kind of just missing each other, not fully connecting, whether this means maybe you reach out and I'm hearing miscommunication, maybe you are misinterpreting each other, or maybe even you send a message and your message doesn't fully go through, or something strange happens. It feels like there is this static kind of electric energy around this masculine that is causing a lot of intensity, causing a lot of heaviness, but at the same time, it's really deeply transforming him at an energetic level. However, for you, divine feminine, in the physical, this electric energy around the masculine may actually be bouncing you off sometimes. So don't worry if you're a divine feminine listening and you feel as though you and your masculine just aren't fully connecting, or you feel kind of almost like you're being blocked or being repelled, or things feel a little bit heavy or strange. This is for a divine reason. Trust your instincts. Trust what is showing up for you and what is not showing up for you, divine feminine, right now in the physical world. Because I see that this divine masculine is going through a very deep individual energetic transformation, and particularly with the financial constraints card and the third eye chakra reversed. I'm seeing that many divine masculines have been feeling really blocked when it comes to their work situation. I'm hearing the time-money equation. So for some of them, it may just feel like they are devoting so much time, pouring so much physical effort into something that is not gleaning back the kind of result they really desire, or at a deeper level, the kind of result that would fulfill them beyond the material, beyond the accolades. I feel like the divine masculine here is really lacking and longing for that deeper level soul fulfillment from what they do regularly in the physical world, but really not feeling as though they're able to quite access that as of yet, which could be bringing about a lot of frustration, but ultimately is leading to breakthroughs with the victory card. I hear left alone. I know this message has been continuous, but many divine masculines are truly in a space where their higher self is communicating to you, divine feminine, that many of these changes they are making must happen individually, must be something that they transform within themselves. And many divine feminines are being intuitively guided not to intervene in this process, not to attempt to assist the masculine in bypassing these shifts that have to take place within them. Because the thing is, divine feminine, you've become so spiritually expanded and such a powerhouse and truly so magnetic, because you've been doing the inner work. You've done those transformations energetically and internally that the masculine is now doing within themselves. It's almost like the dynamics are reversing, whereas in the past, the masculine was very solidified, very capable and strong in the physical 3D world, and the divine feminine may have felt very physically ungrounded, was focusing on cultivating her inner self, her spiritual abilities. Now we are being pushed into the opposite polarity, which is why so many of us have either gone on to separation timelines in the physical with a twin flame, or felt such emotional intensity within ourselves. We're being pushed out of our comfort zones energetically, particularly those of you who connect as twin flames, because whatever you've become comfortable with doing, whatever kind of work spiritually you've been comfortable doing, you are being pushed to work on the opposite half of yourself, so to speak. This is one of those things that's really hard to describe in physical 3D terms, but essentially, let's outline how this would look for you, Divine Feminine. So if you have been spending much of your time, as many Divine Feminines have, meditating, going within yourself, doing the inner work, the work from the inside out, perhaps reading, absorbing spiritual material. These are all beautiful things and are still going to be solid aspects of your life and your daily routine moving forward. But now, in addition to having mastered all of that, you are being pushed to really solidify your external identity, your external self as well, to care for your physical body, to really see those manifestations you've been cultivating internally show up in a full-blown, physically manifested form. Now, for you Divine Masculines listening, it's the opposite. So many of you have actually been very good unconscious manifestors, meaning you may not have really connected those spiritual words and labels to the idea of manifestation, but you were able to get what you wanted in the physical world. You were able to succeed, to achieve on the external plane. But now you're being called to really look within yourself and ask, have I been climbing a ladder that's been set against a wall that isn't really leading to the success I truly crave on a soul level? So you're being asked to really define your core soul values, to go within yourself, to take a look at the internal self and start paying more attention to your internal, emotional, and energetic self, and pay less attention to that physical manifested world around you, to really begin allowing the physical world to conform more with your newfound spiritual identity that you're starting to establish. So again, you're finding these opposite things take place, which, as both counterparts in their physical form work on the opposite polarity, and they might feel as though they are separate for a time in the physical. This isn't always the case. It depends on your unique soul intentions, but for many twin flames, this has meant some form of disconnect in the physical world. So ultimately, this is bringing profound alignment into the energetic field of both counterparts, but also it's bringing a recalibration to this connection as well, because we have the numbers 1111 coming out strongly here, and the cornucopia card and angel of balance as well. Spiritual balance is being brought into both of your lives individually as you work on, again, your own opposite polarity, whether that's integrating the internal divine masculine or the internal divine feminine, as we outlined previously. And at the same time, the rebalancing of yourself internally is creating an energetic union that is recalibrating the physical aspects of this connection as well. Now, in the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling more details about this subject matter, about how the divine masculine and divine feminine coming through here are both transforming and balancing out at a really deep level. In addition to this, I'll also be channeling messages about what the divine masculine and divine feminine are thinking and feeling at a 3D physical conscious level, as well as what is happening at that higher spiritual level, and any messages their higher selves might want to communicate to one another. So the link to that extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. So divine feminine, I feel we have a few closing messages here about your current path. And we have the goddess of the moon upright, speaking to you, really embodying your full power. with the Friendship card in the upright position, I feel as though many divine feminines coming through here may have felt as though they were doing things alone for a long time. And your guides want you to know that you are calling in spiritual support at this time. And as you continue to bravely embody your own authentic core soul frequency, you are going to find a sense of home, a sense of community, even in this physical life and this physical home. I'm hearing that you've never known before, but it's requiring of you the bravery to continue holding that authentic core soul frequency, showing up vulnerable, authentic, true in the world, even when you feel disconnected from certain people around you. Because here we have the card from the Starseed Oracle, longing for home, homesick for the stars. But the interesting thing is, this card actually came out reversed, and I saw the number 555 representing change. So I see a massive change in your social landscape, potentially Divine Feminine. And when I say social landscape, I mean that. And with the card Earthed here, yes, something coming into physical manifestation, that sense of community you've been longing for is coming in a real way, in a visible way. I know this is going to connect differently for different people, and for many of you, this may be predictive. This could be speaking out into the future, the near future, though, if this is the future. I see this actually coming in very quickly because you're embodying this very magnetic power. So here we have big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas, and also communication is key. New moon in Gemini. I'm seeing that, particularly if you're watching this as of around when I'm posting it, this summer 2023 could be a really powerful peak kind of moment for you when it comes to a certain business, creative project, or endeavor, or to these social connections coming into your life. I see it being a very happy but also highly productive time for you, Divine Feminine, whoever I'm speaking to here. I don't normally get into specific predictive messages like that, but that's really coming through strongly for someone. I also just saw the number 2727, and you guys know when these numbers come out in the reading, I do like to channel messages from them. So this is a message of hope, trust, and encouragement. Your spirit guides inspire you to believe in yourself and your unique skills. Don't let anyone or anything make you doubt your abilities or restrain yourself from living life on your own terms. Wow, that feels like a very powerful and synchronistic closing message for the reading, but I am going to pull just one final card from the Rumi Oracle deck before we head over to the extended reading on Patreon. So from Rumi, I have the lion and the deer. This is the number 22 card, which is interesting because the number 222 very frequently connects with twin flame relationship. So let's read a little bit from the guidebook here. When you enter the garden of the heart, you become fragrant like the rose. When you fly toward heaven, you become graceful like the angel. If you get burned like oil, you become brilliant. When you become thin like hair in yearning, your joy leads the way. You'll be the kingdom and the king. You'll be the paradise and the guardian angel. You'll be infidelity. You'll be faith. You'll be the lion and you'll be the deer. Rumi. And the guidebook also says, so we are here together in the school of love, not for the soul who still adheres to the preference instead of curiosity, not for the soul who craves comfort instead of devotion to divine adventure. We must be like lovers, you and I. If we are to take these lessons, we must be willing to become mad with passion, crazy enough to chase the great beloved, even if it means forgetting who we are for a time, to have the sacred delight of rediscovery, breaking some rules and looking like fools. This oracle brings you a message. You are rediscovering a part of yourself that has been lost or submerged underneath more practical concerns. Of course, if practicality is about survival, then learning to be your true self is most essential and practical. All other paths lead to death of the soul. You are being asked to bear the chaos of this rediscovery. So thank you so much to all of you beautiful beings who are here co-creating this reading along with me. If anything here connected to you personally, feel free to leave me a comment under the video and let me know. Otherwise, I will now be heading over to Patreon for those of you part of our soul tribe there. So the link to that Patreon reading is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. I am sending you so much love, wishing you a beautiful weekend, and I will talk to you again in Monday's reading.